Hi everyone. Today we're going to dive deeper into a transcript and really look at that credit summary and understand what each class is and where that falls in the credit summary so you can have an idea of what classes you're going to take and where that's going to fall in your final summary for your transcript. If this is the first video you're watching and you are a little lost, be sure to check out my first video on transcripts and then come back to this one. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, we're going to look at this junior transcript. This is the same junior transcript I had from before. We're just going to look at this one compared to the sophomore one because this has more classes taken and more information in the credit summary. Okay, we're going to start with the subject area. These are all the subject areas which a student at this school district has to take in order to graduate. You can have more than needed, but this is what's needed to graduate. It's not what's needed to get into college. Again, it's just what's needed to get your diploma. The requirements for colleges are different, and we can look at those at another time. Okay, so here you can see that they need elective credit, arts, career tech, and what's cut off on this, it says second, that's second language. Then they need government, health 1 and health 2, English or lit and comp, math, PE, science, social studies elective, US history, and world studies. Like I said, every school district is different and private schools are different than public schools. But somewhere on your transcript, you should have a list of all the subject areas that you need to complete to graduate. They may be a little different. Some schools may have all of the social studies and government all smushed into one category. They may have all the health and PE squished into one category. Every school is a little different. In this school district, everything is spelled out and individualized. So I'm going to look at the electives. Going across, we have the elective title, and here it's required. It says that they need 8 credits required to graduate. And then under complete, it says that there's 4.5 credits that are already complete. And then in the WIP or work in progress, it says there's 1.25 credits that are being completed currently this term. And that next year, they're going to have to complete 2.25 credits to be able to complete that subject area and graduate. Now, they can have more than 2.25 credits. That's always fine, but you can't have less. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll just take a peek into the term by term to see what credits were considered elective. So we're going to start at the very top, and you can see here with the EL, that marks elective, and this student took something called foundations. And at this school district, foundations is like an advisory class. So you can see that it's elective, they got a pass, and they got 0.5 credit. Some classes like advisories are marked as pass-fail, not as a letter grade. Anything that's marked pass-fail does not affect your GPA. The fail, if it was a fail or a no pass, then you would not get any credit and it doesn't affect your GPA. If it's a pass, you get the credit, but again, it doesn't affect that GPA. Okay. So let's look for the next one. The next one is down here, trimester 2. Again, it's advisory, that foundations. And for whatever reason, this school switched from giving passes to giving letter grades for their advisory class. So now all of a sudden, this class does affect the GPA, which is great because they got an A+. Down here again, next term, again, in one elective class, it's that foundations, that advisory class with an A, and they get that half a credit. Going down here to 10th grade, oh, look, there's 3 elective classes. We have crew, which is also another word for advisory. We have study skills and service learning. So study skills is extra help, at least that's what I think it is an extra help class. It's not like a study hall class. So that would be you get a pass. And then this service learning has got to be something that the student has done outside of school that was acquiring hours that gave them a little bump of credit. But because it's not graded, that's why it's marked with a pass. So it does not affect your GPA. Moving on up here, I'm going to see if I can find some other electives for this student. Here we go. One last elective spot is that's a little different. That actually this AP US government and politics is considered, part of it is considered an elective class. And I'll tell you why. Because if you look down here in the credit summary under government, government only needs a half a credit, but AP US government is a whole credit. So the first thing it does is it checks the box and uses all of the credit needed for government. And then the second part of that class doesn't get thrown away and doesn't get counted for anything just because the government line item here is complete. It actually becomes an elective credit. So anytime you take credit or take a class for a subject area that's already complete, then that class automatically becomes an elective class. So you still get, that class still gets counted and gets used for something to be in order to graduate. Okay, let's look at something else. How about we look at some science? So here this says that there are required 3 science classes, and they've already completed all 3 science classes. So let's go and see what those are. We'll go up here to freshman year, and SC is science. You can see here this student took biology for half a credit. So then later on, we should see another SC. Oh, here it is, another SC for the second half of biology. And then there will be nothing in trimester 3 because at this school, they own two trimesters equals 1 full year of a class. Okay, let's look in 10th grade. In 10th grade, here's the science. SC is science, and they took chemistry. And then nothing in term 2. And then down here, term 3, SC, chemistry. There it is again. And then for term 1 in junior year, there's SC again. Here's physics. And that means that over here, someplace is going to be another physics. Oh, there it is, SC physics. Okay, so you get the idea. That's how you can really dive deep into your credits and your classes to see what classes counted for what and what things you might still need. The interesting one here is this arts, career tech, and second language. At this school district, all these topics are rolled into one big pile. Like I said, that might happen in other schools too, potentially with social studies or the health and PE. And for this school district, that means to satisfy this category, you can take all art, you can take some CTE, or you can take foreign language. You can take a combination of all of it. You can take just one strand. And if you were to take extra, let's say you take foreign language and art, then you would fill the bucket here of the required 3 credits, and then anything extra would go up and become an elective credit. But you can see here that there are 3 credits required, 2.5 are completed, and then a half a credit here is still being in process. So let's go see if we can find those. Here we have, and they're all marked at this school, they mark all of them FA that fall into that category. So we have FA Spanish 1, FA Spanish 1. Then we scroll down a little farther. Here's another. In 10th grade, we have Fine Arts Spanish 2. And we have Fine Arts Art 2. And then scroll down farther. Here's Fine Arts Photojournalism. None here. And then this Spanish 2 will also be a Fine Arts. So once all those are completed, then this arts, career tech, and second language will be totally completed. There'll be nothing left over here in the work in progress or needed. If a student wanted to take a CTE or more art, that would be totally fine, and it would just come out of this elective pot instead. Okay, so now it's time for you guys to dive deep into your transcript and see what you can if you can figure out what classes go with which, and look at your credit and see if you have any questions. If you have any questions, reach out to your school counselor for sure, but you can always reach out to me and show me your transcript, and I can do a deep dive into it and see if I can answer them for you. Okay, I'm going to unshare my screen. Okay. Have a wonderful day, and please share and like this video if you got any interest out of it. And remember, if you have any questions, to reach out to your school counselor, or you can ask me and send me your transcript, and I'm happy to take a peek at it. Have a wonderful day. Bye.